The two that bother me the most are fuck and shit. What was your feeling just now when I said the words? I am guessing it was likely negative. I think it's also especially bad when combining them both into a sentence. Fuck literally means sexual intercourse. Some jokingly call it doing the wild thing, or wild monkey love, the horizontal bump, or the in and out grindezvous. When I first Googled it, it showed up as an F followed by 3 asterisks. Same with shit. So not even spelled out. On TV or a PG-rated movie, it can be either bleeped out or edited or silenced out so it isn't heard. Which, in a way, seems rather strange that a cuss word is removed, something about sex, but violence, death, and destruction, where people are shown to be hurt or killed, is left alone, seen as okay. Yet no one is getting hurt or killed in a normal sexual situation. And also removed is "God damn it," which I guess makes the so-called God-fearing happy, which, by the way, some take as literal fear and others as respecting, etc. That too is a difference. But again, there's the guns and bombs and craziness left alone, with all the sounds and probably many religious sitting there watching it. Shouting fuck is like shouting fire, which to me is absurd since they are so different. One is the sex act, no emergency suggested, and the other obviously needs to be dealt with, the fire put out. If the F word was only used to mean the sex act, I may have been okay with it. But now that's impossible, since it has morphed into a variety of negative connotations. It can come across as menacing, depending on the use and attitude of the one saying it. Others that have a problem with it are the religiously indoctrinated, who are fixated on the idea of sex before marriage being wrong and a sin, and a God somewhere who disapproves and holds it against humans as if it's unholy, filthy, terribly wrong, and a God who himself can rightly be attributed these qualities. Yes, it's also true that the leaders may be fine with the practice themselves, although privately, and keeping it private or trying to, since some are caught and then there's another scandal. How many times has that happened? Or them getting busted fleecing the flock out of their cash. There's a little trick they use in creating an appearance of a righteous flock, and as if it reflects on them, as if the leaders themselves are righteous, but many know that is totally not the case. Good for propaganda. Excuse my digress. So, in and of itself, Intercourse isn't a negative thing. It's an urge, a pleasure, bonding, perpetuation of the species. And for the religious, their God says, be fruitful and multiply. That means intercourse. Some say the F word, F-bomb, pardon my French, also refers to profanity in general. Freaking, friggin', frickin', flippin', and fudge, which also sounds like turd. All seem inappropriate to me since all allude to the negative word. The thing people fail to be aware of is its literal meaning as they spew forth the word in their everyday speech. Here are some of the connotations, and replace the word fuck with intercourse and see how it sounds. Someone saying fuck, intercourse, fucking, fucker, one who does intercourse, fucking shit, or fuck that shit, intercoursing feces or excrement, intercourse that feces. Does that make sense? Replace manure, turd, etc., poop. Or, I'm not sticking my hoo-ha into that turd, referring to intercoursing feces. Hoo-ha is my silly coined word for penis, dick, or cock. Give a fuck. Give a intercourse. Fuck off. Intercourse off. Then what's fuck on? Fucking around. Intercoursing around. Just fucking with you. Just intercoursing with you. Go fuck yourself. Go intercourse yourself. I need to fucking do this or that. I need to intercourse and do this or that. Fuck up. Intercourse up. I don't fucking know. I don't intercourse and know. Fuck it. Intercourse it. Shut the fuck up. Shut the intercourse up. Give a fuck. Give a intercourse. Or flying fuck. There's one. How does one do a flying fuck? A flying intercourse. While parachuting out of a plane, hang gliding, just what? There's the classic fuck you. Intercourse you. Get fucked. Or just plain fuck. Intercourse. Fuck if I know. Intercourse if I know. Fuck face. Intercourse face. And how about this one? Fuckery. Yeah. I've even heard fuck a duck. And what about a chicken or a goose? Fuckorama. Fuckfest. And of course WTF for what the fuck. Or WTDF for what the damn fuck. And there's the middle finger, considered to represent the penis, saying fuck you. Even a band named Badfinger. And double middle fingers is double the emphasis to some. Where would they both be inserted? A middle finger up or flipping off means nothing to me, has no power or influence at all. Just looks foolish. How dare we make one of our fingers on each hand to be something bad? Do you know why the middle finger is called the bird or flipping the bird? There was a slang expression, give the big bird, or to hiss someone like a goose in the 1860s. In 1922 was kept alive in vaudeville slang with sense of to greet someone with boos, hisses, and catcalls. And in the 60s was up yours, a defiance and contempt. The Romans, although didn't invent it, it was in a play called The Clouds in 423 BC. It has a clear sexual inference, obviously a phallic symbol. And I think it has the same effect as giving the evil eye or the look. I think it's kind of silly if a female gives the finger or double fingers because she doesn't have a penis. And it just looks ridiculous to me. Oh, as if it's double ouch to the recipient. One story is that once upon a time, the English population was decimated by the plague. The king was so concerned about the shrinking number of his subjects that he ordered his people to reproduce. His proclamation was fornicate under command of the king, or FUCK for short, was the source of the swear word. There are other stories. Anyway, it's used and called as an intensifier, gives force or emphasis, or to denote disdain, the feeling that someone or something is unworthy of one's consideration or respect. Synonyms of disdain: haughtiness, arrogance, indifference, condescension. Scorn, disparagement. These meanings do pertain to profanity's user. I feel the exception, or when it seems correct to use it, is when playing a video of someone religious who is spouting profanity to show their hypocrisy, their claims to be going in the direction of righteousness, or feels that they are righteous or pure, while also judging others. Broadcasting the literal word for sexual intercourse considered vulgar, while judging the act as sinful, rather than being discreet and prudent. And while presuming and presenting to be holier than thou, yet to criticize or reciprocate using the same vulgarity is to instantly go down to their level. Then they have won, in a sense of bringing you down to their own classlessness. Oh shit. Just kidding. Shit, as I refer to as the S word, is the next one I most dislike. Like fuck, it is repugnant for me to even say it. It is far too overused. Some seem to use it in referring to anything and everything, rather than a better choice of words. I don't think I need to give a dictionary definition here, that we all know what the literal meaning of the word is. Sometimes substitute feces, excrement, or manure for the word if you are using it in a sentence, and see how that sounds. See if it makes sense or is ridiculous and uncalled for. Look around at who is around you and think about it. Was it appropriate to say around them? Hopefully it wasn't around kids or the elderly. Think about if you could have used a different word. Is this really what we want people to visualize? Or are we just so desensitized to it that it's lost its meaning altogether and is similar to saying damn? Doesn't it matter? It doesn't matter if it's a man, horses, bulls, if it's human poop. It's fecal matter. And not something I want to always hear everywhere I go, or hear from a lot, from certain people bent on saying it a lot. I can take the medical terms of it for a medical, from a medical professional, if it is of importance. Say, if I am getting a sample tasted or tested or something, but I dislike others throwing it around, so to speak, and I don't find it amusing as some seem to. Take a long look in the toilet at the logs that just came out of your body after you do number 2, as they say, as many say. Bend down and take a good whiff. Try to remember that. Is that what you want to allude to and joke about and have coming out of your mouth on a regular basis? And about things that are totally unrelated? Really? For me, my answer would be no, not at all. I would rather not even mention it, unless, as I said, if medically necessary, like talking to my doctor. And it's stinky. Some of it is way stinky, and I know. I was in the medical field for 9 years. It stinks too that a person puts this out as if it's appropriate everyday casual conversation and humorous. If you don't think so, then I truly wonder about you. I have used the word crap, but think now I am going to be choosing a better word or words in the future instead of that. Does strong emotional upset justify bringing it up? Can't a person think of anything else? Something upsets me and instantly it's intercourse or excrement? Really? Seems to me a very flawed way of thinking. Think about that for just a moment. I don't even like BS. I propose bourgeois, as I did way early in my videos on intro number 2. And now some other words and phrases or expressions I dislike, and am somewhat surprised and shocked at their prevalent use. All of the associated expressions with ass. Apart from the obvious meaning of the human butt, which I don't understand just why so many now want to do all the time, referring to the butt, in what almost seems like every other sentence or expression, and of which I jokingly ask, is it because we didn't get enough potty training as a baby? It has very negative meanings associated with it. And I feel that if a person has any real class, as defined as decency, nobility, respectableness, he or she would abandon its use altogether. Now, apart from donkey or jackass, here are more definitions. Foolish or stupid person, fool, idiot, simpleton, imbecile, dimwit, half-wit, dummy, loon, cretin, fathead, jughead, bozo, buffoon, numbskull, numbnuts, knuckle dragger, dunce, moron, doofus, nincompoop, dipstick, lame brain, chump, pea brain, hoser, airhead, butthead, bird brain, nimwit, nitwit, twit, putz, mutton head. Now I ask you, does this maybe describe the one saying ass all the time, or other profanity? Let's see. Dumbass, stupid ass, smart ass, total ass, lame ass, candy ass, lard ass, beat your ass, get your ass over here, asshole or a-hole, which I kind of don't understand how this is a put down since we all have one. As many insist on continually pointing out, calling someone an anus, really? That guy is a real walking around anus. A 6-foot tall anus. Really? Another favorite of some is bunghole and butthole. There's also piece of ass, which I say would hurt if part of it is removed. Ha. Yeah, get a piece of ass. Another And there's stick it where the sun don't shine, meaning up the butt. How many times has that one been used? Do we really want to be telling people to stick things up their butts or use it as a comeback because they may have said something we don't like? Or the more colorful up the wazoo, if you prefer. There's also a derogatory slang expression, butt munch, meaning a contemptible fellow, used as an insult, as having a disagreeable personality. Maybe the one using it is the one with the less than stellar personality, the less than sterling character. And anal has an anus reference, meaning meticulous, wanting something a certain way, etc. Then there's bootylicious, like that's one delicious butt. Wonder how it compares with my last meal. And tata-licious, as in delicious boobs, tasty, maybe cherry flavored. And there's man boobs. Yeah, that's a good visual if you like that sort of thing. Another one, better not mentioned at all. And while we are on the subject of ass, there's shit for brains. That's a fine put down, depicting feces in the head in the literal sense, but meaning stupid, careless, not having a functional brain, idiot, head up their ass is another one. Really, that can be seen two different ways, their dickhead or their thinking head, which some women would claim some guys think with their other head, the dickhead, meaning sexually focused or obsessed. Some have even told others to eat shit. Now there's a good image. Does that disgust you? 'Cause it should. Or how about drop dead? And what if they did? Would that at all bother you? And there's drop dead gorgeous, meaning 100% gorgeous, absolutely and completely. Well, that is a matter of opinion and preferences, purely subjective. What one thinks is very attractive, spectacular, superb, or stunning, another may not think so. Or how about looks that kill? A possible origin is Medusa, who is said to have the power to turn anyone that looked at her into stone. Anyway, a ridiculous expression, because however beautiful or hot someone may appear, it will not cause death if you glance or stare at them. There's also if looks could kill, something said to describe an unpleasant or angry way in which someone looks at somebody, and they will never forget the experience, the expression on their face, as if causing an intense reaction or trauma. Like, I've never seen her so angry. If looks could kill, I'd be dead right now. Hot or red hot. Firstly, it means high temperature, like a fire, hot coffee, etc. Could even mean high body heat. We say that when someone has a fever. Their forehead feels hot. Nowadays, it's used a lot to say someone is very good looking, can turn others on instantly. Someone others like to stare at, want to date, be intimate with. It's rather silly though, because they probably have a normal body temperature. There's whip it good, which has sadomasochistic undertones. And there's also foot in yo ass. There's another one.